Everybody now, 1, 2, 3, go. Talk to him.
Who stepped up in this rap game and seen acting fool?
Me and Preem, both names go together. Lot of frontin' like they ill. Word.
I think it's time to move on to the next one.
Dynamic duo. Dynamic
동전한 입조차 쉽고 일 없어 잠 못 들던 그때보다 조금은 일었어 우리는 바보처럼 몸으로 부딪히면서 배웠어 넘어질 때마다 일었어 다시 고쳤었지 이력서 눈부신 성공의 신바람 잠시나마 불어봤던 휘파람 한 곡도 채 끝나기 전에 그림자처럼 날 따라
2K Sports checks in with their loyal viewers with the broadcast from Boston, the home of the Celtics. And get ready for another dose of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, and here with me tonight, Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke reporting from the sideline. Now let's take a look at the Bulls' opening lineup. Gibson is the 4 with Gasol at the 5. Rose is the 1 with Butler as the 2. And it's Dunleavy in the 3 slot. And stolen by Thomas. Now here's Bradley with the fast break opportunity.
Excellent work there in transition.
Yeah, I think it's always better to go early in transition, to attack when it's there, because oftentimes you can beat the defense down the floor.
I'm watching Amir Johnson, Clark. He seems so casual about silently destroying opponents in the paint, and he's carried that air about him almost his entire career.
You know what? He's rarely had plays called for him, Kevin. He doesn't produce a bunch of highlights, but he's really potent. I mean, one of the league's best at defending opponents at the rim, grabbing in-traffic rebounds. Those both are valuable assets.
Now here's Sullinger. Isaiah Thomas unable to get his last shot to go. And just about a minute into the first quarter. Here's Rose. Good D by Thomas. The Celtics have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. This one for 3. Again, Thomas missing.
Really just struggling here in the first few minutes. 5 attempts with only 1 falling.
The kick outside to Butler. Launches a 3. Some solid defense from Johnson. And a fast break now for the Celtics. Thomas is running. Kicks it out to Bradley. The dish now to Sullinger. Tries yet again. And the jumper is good.
Just the height separation on that mid-range jumper. Excellent job of taking advantage.
The defense better not make a habit of giving him that shot. I mean, he doesn't miss many of them.
Here's Bradley. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. Taj Gibson picks one up. Taking a look at Avery Bradley, his career's been kind of up and down. Greg started out in high school where he developed into one of the nation's top prospects in high school.
You know, it's a great point. And as a college freshman, really established himself as one of the top defensive guards in the country, won numerous awards, then enters the draft after only 1 year.
And Gibson wide open. He shoots. And again, Chicago, no good.
Still looking for their first basket. 5 misses to start the game.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Shots good from Butler.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points.
Wasted no time on that one.
You know, with Avery Bradley, he was the 19th pick in the draft for the Celtics. The outlook for him was great, but then ball handling and shooting injury concerns flattened out his development. He had a hard time getting over the hump for a few years, but he's over it now.
Poked away. And another shot. Good.
already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backboard.
And a trend they'd love to continue right through the next 3 quarters as well, Greg.
And, you know, getting back to Avery Bradley, he's been dynamite the past 2 years. He's finally found consistency with the mid-range jumper and plays a complete game of basketball. With just a little more seasoning, I really feel like the sky's the limit.
Now Johnson, following the three-point attempt by Derrick Rose. Crowder, off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. Oh, and the jam by Butler.
Now that's finishing your work right there.
Powerful two-hand jam, you're right.
And I tell you what, if he's got a few more of those in him, this lead will start shrinking even further.
So the Celtics call timeout. They're first.
We're really impressed with the way Jimmy Butler last season made big strides in his game, going from a supporting role player to someone you can build your team around.
And a new group in for the Celtics. Kelly Olynyk checked in for Jared Sullinger. Jerebko comes in for Johnson. Smart's checked in for Bradley. And Turner subbed in for Isaiah Thomas. And Jimmy Butler had the career highs across the board last season. Won the Most Improved Player of the Year award. Really picking up his production in his 4th season.
You know, we had seen the flashes of potential in Butler before. Last season, he sustained great play and really took everything to the next level.
That's his first personal foul.
Marcus Smart was drafted to the Celtics as their future point guard. He came in with a lot of work to do and a skill set that people really liked. But his first season, Clark, was a roller coaster.
Yeah, it really was. He was an off guard in high school and in his first year of college as well. Really only played full-time at the point the year before he was drafted.
Nice shot by McDermott.
Another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively so far.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see them operating a lot of their offense from the interior today. And, folks, he does more than just put 2 points onto their lead. He does it with a little bit of flair.
He sure does. You're right. It's a dazzling move to the bucket for him.
I'll tell you what, he may not be the biggest man in the league, guys, but he more than makes up for that lack of size with amazing aerial skills.
Passes to Jerebko. Back to Turner. 6 to shoot. And there's the pass to Smart. And not a good shot for him. They can get better looks than that. Out left to the wing. Mirotic has a wide open look. Again, Chicago. There's 10 seconds left to play here in the first. And Turner kicks to Smart. It's good from long range. Smart's got 6. Brooks. And the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. And welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in score for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And what do you guys think about Boston here in this one?
It's been about the effort. Love the hustle they've shown here in the first.
Yeah, it's due to their hustle, as you said, Greg, and it's showing up on the scoreboard, too.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. Taking a look at the Bulls. Portis is out there with Noah. Then there's Jimmy Butler. Then it's Rose. And it's Holiday in the 2-guard spot. Outside Rose. Portis, the pass to Rose. Rose can't get that one to fall.
Boy, I tell you what, the complexion of this game would be completely different if he'd shot the ball anything like he's capable of.
Now, here's Thomas. From deep three-point range, it's rebounded by Noah.
Not sure why he keeps trying his luck from deep here. It's just not his night.
How about that fantastic finish and the aggressive move, too, Kevin?
Trying to send a message, Clark, with that slam, I think.
And I'm not sure if it was text or email, but he definitely threw that one down.
And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. Rose gets the bucket.
for 3.
And he has really come to life here after a slow start in that first quarter.
Last season, the Bulls were a tough matchup, solid margin of victory for them, and never looked overwhelmed, Clark.
Yeah, you know what? They're a team that's even-keeled, the type of team that can win anytime they take the floor. They have a system that works and good talent, that actually excellent talent to make it special, and that combination is a winning one.
And that one's good. Sullinger's got his second basket of the game.
Not much the defense can do once he gets to the bucket.
Here's Portis. The kick out to Rose. Rose with another miss. The Celtics have gotten only one of their first 4 shots in the second quarter to drop. The shot by Turner, no good.
And you talk about the Bulls being able to beat anybody in the league. They did. They did that last season. One of only 3 teams to register 1 win against every other team in the league back in 2015.
And, you know, getting back to that point about the Bulls beating every team in the league, only the Spurs and Warriors were the other teams to do that. Goes to show just how tough last year's Bulls squad was.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And, Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
Bradley can't get it to go.
I love the anticipation defensively there to get into the perfect spot.
That's exactly how you win the rebound battle. Get good position and then use your strength to hold on to that position.
That's good.
Oh, how about the floater there? Nice drop.
Butler in the corner to the inside. And there's Derrick Rose on the assist by Dunleavy. Rose has got the lead up to 2 now for Chicago. Watching Mike Dunleavy Jr., he's simply the mark of consistency. We know he's in his mid-30s, but you know exactly what you're going to get out of him every season. I think Tom Thibodeau, last year's Chicago coach, really admired that and loved it.
It's so funny watching Mike Dunleavy Jr. play. I remember when his dad coached me when I was with Portland, and he was a little kid running around, and all of a sudden he's become this great NBA player. But you're right, though. He's made himself into a valuable asset in terms of the role he's been given for the Bulls.
And what's your take, guys, in the hustle stats for the Bulls?
And it's been about their defense. They're playing with a frenetic pace, putting a lot of pressure on the ball handlers and forcing turnovers.
They also came out of the locker room with their running shoes on. I mean, their transition game has been full throttle.
And here's Rose outside.
His shot's it's not there right now. With his team leading, perhaps, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
Count that one. The Bulls' lead has been cut down to just 4 points with the buckets from Smart.
Talking about Dunleavy, boy, I tell you, he was playing at a high level already by his second season in the league. Practically every statistic across the board matches up since then. And that's over a decade later.
Not sure if they're aware of the 2-for-1 opportunity.
Well, they ought to be. I mean, that's basic basketball time management. You've got to be aware of your clock and your situation.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. No good from Gibson. Celtics trail by 4. Johnson attacking. No one near Turner as he lets it go. And poor shot selection there. Not a high percentage look for him. And Gibson kicks to Dunleavy. Rose. And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. It's the Bulls up by 4. And we'll be back for the second half following the break. Keep it right here on 2K Sports.
Here we go, Boston.
Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far.
Rose really had a good quarter. 12 points, and he's hit the mark twice from three-point range as well.
And Clark, it's no stretch to say the more points he gives them from beyond the arc, the better off they'll be.
And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first two quarters. You gotta like what Derrick Rose has done in this game.
Yeah, you know, one of the things about the truly greats of our game is that sometimes you get spoiled because of how consistent they can be. And so far, another big scoring night for him.
And oftentimes when he puts up that many points in the first half, he follows it up with an even better second half. We'll see if that's the case here.
Thomas is the point with Bradley into his side.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with a pass.
And watching Jay Crowder, he can really beast you up, Greg, and take you out of your game. One of the most physical wings, I think, in the NBA.
And not the most flexible athlete, but he makes up for that with that strength that you mentioned. It allows him to control the pace. I mean, he's a bumper and a grinder and hitting a big three out of nowhere. So he's what we call a true gamer.
And the first timeout of the game called for Chicago. It was a tough battle down the stretch, but the Celtics were able to get back into the playoffs last year.
And kind of just hovering around all season. But give them credit. They fought their way in and spent only 1 year out of the postseason in their rebuild.
Celtics making a switch here. Olynyk's checked in. And Chicago also making a switch. McDermott's checked in. Olynyk dishes to Crowder. From downtown to the right side. Thomas, it's a wide open look. That one falls, coming off the Johnson feed. Johnson's got 3 assists now in this one.
And, for the Celtics, the actual playoff series didn't go well. They got swept by the Cavaliers, but most people will remember the injuries from the series more than the play, and the Celtics have a bright future, no doubt.
Pass to Thomas. Takes a 3. Thomas with another miss. Bulls trail by 4. McDermott passes to Butler. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play chance here.
Well, listen, it was a forgettable series for Celtics fans. However, the Celtics' young core were able to experience postseason basketball. That's something that you can really never replicate. I'm sure they'll be hungry for more of it, and credit Brad Stevens on a terrific job. Frozen. Guy is just ice cold, unable to contribute offensively. And I love the way he uses his size there to make sure he gets that board.
And that one's good. Crowder's got 4 points in the quarter.
4 of their last 5 makes came off of a high-quality shot inside.
Textbook, really, when you look at how they're playing. They are having their way down low.
Boy, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip. They've got a battle inside.
This game has been a battle, and maybe they're starting to just run out of gas a little bit. And he's showing signs now of life after going scoreless through the half.
Holiday, no one around him. That doesn't go on the chance to tie. It's Thomas outside. That's good. Thomas got 10.
And there isn't a lot that they're doing well right now defensively. They just seem to be disconnected defensively in the second.
Finished off the break. And now it's an 8-point Celtic lead.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing.
Jimmy Butler is one of those guys who had to overcome major odds just to get to the NBA. Reportedly, his father abandoned the family when Jimmy was an infant. Mom kicked Jimmy out when he was 13. The obstacles and adversity go on and on, yet he's made it and made it big.
No doubt that is within his range.
Well, I would hope so. He's a pro, and it was only a one-footer. Come on now.
Some changes for Boston. Jared Sullinger's checked in for Kelly Olynyk. Turner comes in for Jay Crowder. And Marcus Smart is subbed in for Bradley. Chicago also making some changes. Mirotic is checked in for Portis. Dunleavy comes in for Doug McDermott. And it's Brooks in for Justin Holiday. 11 feet away. Got a hand on it. Dunleavy for 3. Rebound by the Celtics. 26 seconds left here in the third quarter. Now, here's Thomas. He's got 12. Boston, no good that time either.
Oh, that's a tough three-point try when you've got the defense right there.
Well, he'd have to be really good to knock down a shot like that against that kind of defense.
For Chicago, they had gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line.
And at the line last season, about 78% as a team. Pretty solid numbers.
You know, Kevin, they would love to post a similar percentage again this season. I mean, I think that's safe to say they'd love to shoot free throws as well as they did a year ago.
And that does it for the third quarter. Both teams clicking offensively as we approach the fourth quarter. We welcome you back to what has been a good one here as we get into the fourth quarter. On the court for the Bulls, getting this fourth quarter started. They've got Pau Gasol. Dunleavy is out there with Mirotic. Then there's Etuan Moore. And it's Brooks in the point guard position. Kicks it to Smart. Just 5 on the clock. Misses the 3. Pass to Dunleavy. Lots of room. And that's good for 2. Dunleavy's got the first basket as we get going in the fourth for Chicago. Nikola Mirotic, drafted as a late first-rounder, Clark, back in 2011. The Spanish star finally made his rookie debut in the NBA last season, and it was worth the wait.
It sure was, Kevin. I mean, once he started to get consistent PT, I mean, he was remarkable. Can run like the wind for a big guy, not that strong, but more aggressive than you'd think.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Hey, guys. Well, Brad Stevens had some advice for the team over that last break. He's looking for whatever they have left in the tank. He said, I know it's been a hard-fought game, but now's not the time to leave anything in reserve. If you're tired, come out. Otherwise, I expect you to be going all out, full speed. Guys?
Out of bounds.
He's shaking off that slow start, giving them a boost here in the second.
And it's out of bounds. The Celtics will take it the other way.
And back to Mirotic last season. Per 36 minutes, he averaged 18 points.
Oh! I don't know that this is the time for that kind of flair. In a close game, the important thing is the 2 points, not the dramatics.
Oh, come on, Clark. He had to go for it, didn't he?
Yeah, but hey. He's an athlete, and I can't fault him for that one. Although, if he missed it, I might have.
Bradley drives in. Gasol with the steal. Three-pointer, Butler. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. Rose has got 3 assists now in this one. All right, well, look at how the hustle game has been going for the Bulls.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ball game.
Yeah, but they've also done a great job of playing in space, getting out in transition every opportunity.
Butler from outside. Rebounded by the Celtics. Turner's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Dishes it to Bradley. The rebound by Gibson. Gibson's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Oh! absolutely filthy.
And the building is stunned, partner. He dug deep.
Look at that.
And guys, this game won't be close for long if they keep giving up dunks like that.
No, it won't, Jay. You're right. A glaring error defensively and letting him get all the way to the basket that time.
But it's only 2 points. I mean, it was flashy, no doubt, but still, it only counts for 2. 2 is all.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over. Thomas checked in for Turner. Joakim Noah is checked in for Chicago. Chicago's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. And Rose, wide open. He shoots. Cans the shot with nobody near him. The three from Thomas. And he gets it to go. Thomas got the game tied up here for Boston.
And he's finally getting the feel from beyond. His second three of the half right there.
And the call will be against Joakim Noah. That's his first foul. 1:58 left in the fourth quarter. Thomas outside. It's rebounded by Noah. Noah's got 3 rebounds now in this one. And it's denied. And that's out of bounds. Chicago will retain possession. And there's a minute 45 left to play in the final quarter.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync. Tremendous communication and awareness.
The three from Thomas. Again, Thomas missing. The Bulls have gone 7 of 11 from the floor in the final quarter so far. Been some solid looks for them.
He's had an off game thus far, but his team has been able to pick up the slack and find a way to get it done here.
Bradley with the ball. Now guarded by Gibson.
Big time basket there on the inside. I mean, he had to get that one up and over the big guy.
Way up and over the big guy. And what a time in the ball game to make it happen.
And he's starting to show that killer instinct this quarter, looking to extend the lead.
Fires for 3. And it will go, and the Bulls' lead is cut down to just 1 on the basket from Thomas.
Well, he's having a great half here. Exactly the opposite of the first.
It's blocked. To take the lead. The shot will not go. Rose with some nice deep. Ring shot on the way. Nails it.
I tell you what, this is the white-hot version of Derrick Rose right now.
And so it's Boston with it. The three from Thomas. Good. A tremendous three to tie it up.
Boy, what a pressure bucket that was.
Greg, now that's coming through in the clutch.
That's a 2 from Butler. Butler missing again.
Well, I tell you what, that's too good a look to pass up there. Even though it didn't go, that's one you got to take.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
Yeah, exactly. Prevent the layup, give them a little bump, and then maybe they'll think twice about coming into the lane next time. And if they don't think about it, at least they might be distracted by your presence. That is delivering in the clutch. Just one more stop is all they need.
He had stolen by Sullivan. And so they foul intentionally.
Had to foul, and on that occasion to stop the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
And you know what, Greg? Who knows? A few misses at the stripe, and they're right there within range. You know, late-game free throws are a lot different than early-game free throws in terms of making.
The Bulls making a switch here. Gasol's checked in. Money! And tie game. That is a huge basket right there.
He got a great read of where that miss was going, and that allowed him to be the first guy to it and get the putback.
Now a timeout called by Boston. The score knotted at 63. 12 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Thomas against Rose. Fires the three. The three won't fall. Oh, couldn't sink the shot, and we're going to overtime. Time expires, and we're going to overtime. Well, if you love great competition and neck-to-neck basketball action, this one has been a great one. Overtime number one. Getting going right now. And the Bulls start out with the ball. And always a good ride in these post-regulation battles. This overtime now looking to be an exciting one. All fueled up and ready to go to overtime basketball here, brought to us by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. So for Chicago right now, Gibson is the 4 with Gasol at the 5. Brooks is out there with Jimmy Butler. And it's Mirotic in the 3 spot. Gasol. That's good.
Really good work on the interior. That is a critical 2 points there. That was an ideal scenario really for him. Point-blank range and also a size advantage.
Thomas again. It's Butler. Thomas kicks to Jerebko. Releases. They get the rebound. Gibson against Thomas. They shoot again. Count that one. The Bulls' lead has been cut down to just 1 on the bucket from Turner. And here are the Bulls now. There's the feed to Mirotic. Goes up from the top of the key. No good off the back of the rim. Thomas goes in. Takes the 3. That doesn't go either for Thomas.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down, try to get some easy ones.
He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
From deep. Good on the shot. Thomas got 24.
Absolutely essential that they come right back and answer with that 3 of their own, and this gets the crowd energized.
Yeah, and the game as close as this one, every possession is critical. They've got to give as good as they get, and so far, that's been the case.
Chicago calls timeout. They're in front by 1. 1:44 left in the first overtime. Johnson, he's checked in for Boston. Bradley comes in for Marcus Smart. Dunleavy's check in for Chicago. Rose comes in for Aaron Brooks. Got that bucket in no time at all. And that's now 20 points for Derrick Rose. From deep, Thomas. And again, Boston with the triple.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
And, Greg, it's hard for me to watch this. I mean, the defense practically giving them those shots.
And anytime you're on the road and you can answer with the 3 right back and take the lead, that is what we call being beyond clutch.
Big-time shot right there, fellas. In a big moment, and this game definitely worth the price of admission.
The second effort. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. 1 free throw coming his way.
They are just killing him on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
But they recover it. No good with the triple.
It just hasn't been a very good day for him, guys. They need him to start burying some of those.
And Dunleavy gets it to go in.
Unbelievable. This guy is completely in a zone.
And he knows it. You can see it. Body language, the confidence. Real swagger out there for him.
And it will go, and the Bulls' lead is cut down now to just 4 in the basket from Thomas. And it's Butler missing.
And fancy finishes like that look great, but, man, it's embarrassing when you blow them.
Nails it! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
Just lazy defense on the glass there.
Well, nobody boxed out. Nobody put a body on anybody else. Things like that not only drive the coach crazy, that stuff gets under my skin. Tell you what, as well as he shot in the last quarter, Kevin, it's a total flip here in this one. He just can't get anything to go in the basket.
And Turner kicks to Johnson. Near the three-point line, it's Thomas. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Thomas got the game tied up here for the Celtics. Chicago calls timeout. 6 seconds left in the first overtime. Action has been terrific. Here is Rose. It falls!
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And, Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
Now a timeout called by Boston. They're down by 2. 5 seconds left to play in the first overtime. Guys, your thoughts?
They simply need a basket here, Kevin. With this much time left, I'd attack the basket and try to get something in the paint.
It's Thomas outside. Oh, that shot had a chance, but no good. And so the big win by Chicago in a tight game. They had to scrape and claw to push it to overtime, but they really came on in the extra period.
Yeah, when adversity was at its greatest, they came up big. They seemed to relax a little bit once we got into overtime.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.
You're always going to have people who don't believe that you're really good at what you do, because they haven't figured out how to be good at what they know. You know, every level you reach, you're going to come against obstacles, and you have to combat those obstacles in order to move forward. It's almost like you're playing a video game. You know what I mean? And then the prize is your sanity. Word.
Ha! Come on with it. Come on with it. Come on with it. Ha, 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 ha. Come on with it. Come on with it.
Me and you getting it on, don't even go there.
Come on with it.
Once I bring it to you, you won't be safe nowhere.
More levels, more devils. Diesel, airing out the stage like a Neville. Brother, leave you. Dot on your face for no good reason at all. We in a bad place. Ha, ha. Hip hop is separated by the nice and the nice not. Underground and I'm ice hot. What rap my age to keep the mic hot? Ha, ha. Couple hip hop butter beans. Big sluggers move with me, it's a gutter team. I love women who know the boom from the back. OG still could fill a room when he rap. Mike Blessing in a recession is fool giving back to occupy labels that move, didn't wax now. Here come Bumpy on a primo track to represent hip hop from where we go back. Crap.
Come on with it.
Me and you getting it on, don't even go there.
Come on with it.
Cause you know what we got to do.
Come on with it.
Me and you getting it on, don't even go there.
Come on with it.
Once I bring it to you, you won't be safe nowhere.
I let the beat keep breathing while I spit life to you heathens. You in the wrong place, to be real, reasons. I usually don't spit corny styles like that cause I'm too seasoned. How you sending links trying to get on, you stink. MCs don't give a what you think. Rapping if it's beef, I hit a brinks and put that kind of paper on your head to make a lot of blink. Now think, wouldn't you rather keep it music than to lose it all cause of music? I'm sure that's not how Bambaataa wanted us to use it. Now move it before I lose it. And I'm in it for the long haul. Bars, like lifers in a long haul. Bar, my life rocking mics, I raise the bar.
Welcome, folks. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for the latest presentation of our NBA basketball. Along with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. We're in the Phillips Arena. The Hawks here in Atlanta playing before their hometown crowd. Here are the starters for Los Angeles. Kobe and Randall, the forward duo. Russell is out there with Clarkson. And it's Hibbert in at the 5 spot. Now, here's Clarkson, following the miss by Kobe Bryant.
Oh, that's got to be deflating and disappointing to miss a wide-open shot like that right in your wheelhouse.
And, you know, one thing that comes to mind with Kobe is his incredible dedication to winning. I mean, you wonder if that has turned off potential free agents. Maybe he's a bit too competitive, but, you know, when you're in the business of competing, hard for me to imagine you can be too competitive.
Outside T. That doesn't go in either for T. And it's the Lakers on the break. And the layup's good off the glass.
Wow, the floor just really opened up for him on that possession.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for good offense, but that was just a terrible reaction from the defense.
He wants to get to Millsap and does. And the defense really pressing up on him. Made that a tough shot.
The shots aren't dropping yet. They've missed 4 of their first 5 shots.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
Los Angeles has gone 0 of 2 from deep here.
And Kevin, who says a point guard should look to pass first? I mean, not when you can finish like this, though.
Well, Clark, he wasn't going to give that opportunity up to a teammate.
Well, you know, Kevin, that's one he'll always take himself, and he should. I mean, you can't pass up that kind of opportunity or fun.
Here's Clarkson, following the basket by Paul Millsap. Hibbert against Horford. And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2. And who has been a greater enigma than Roy Hibbert, a guy who can look like an all-star Clark one game and an undrafted free agent the next?
Yeah, it's pretty amazing the kind of swings Roy has had. He's been really good at times. Sometimes he gets in his own way with overthinking things, but I think he's got everything he needs to be an upper-tier center, upper echelon center. Just has lacked consistency the last year or 2.
Here's Horford, and that comes off the assist by Jeff Teague. Horford's got 5 points so far.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
Fires for 3, and that one good from Clarkson.
And on the topic of Hibbert, he was an enigma in college, had a very encouraging junior season, looked like a future lottery pick, and then that uninspiring senior season, which kind of dropped his draft stock considerably.
And it's Bryant missing.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
Russell kicks to Randall. No good. Good work defensively by Millsap.
You know, going back to Hibbert, last season was a perfect example of what we're talking about in terms of consistency. One game he puts up 22 and 8, the next game 2 and 1. But, you know, every team in the league would like to be in the Roy Hibbert game once the light finally goes on and stays on. Consistency the challenge for Hibbert.
Watching the line there, that'll be a backcourt violation. Atlanta making some changes. Splitter is checked in for Horford. Cephalosha comes in for Kent Bazemore. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Teague. And Kobe, here we go. And the foul called on Paul Millsap. That's his first foul.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Yeah, but he was late to get there, Greg, so the referee couldn't give him a free pass on that one.
Mike Scott's checked in for Atlanta. Tim Hardaway Jr. comes in for Kyle Korver. And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. Here's Scott. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
You know, not necessarily what you're looking for, but still able to convert.
It's stolen by Schroeder. Cephalosha dishes to Hardaway. Splitter with no one around. And he misses the go-ahead basket. They push it up 4 on 3. Here's Nance. That's in, coming off an assist from Bryant. Nance has got his first bucket in this one. The Hawks trailing. Over to the left wing. No one near him. Atlanta gets it back. Scott the pass to Splitter. No good on the triple.
Boy, even though he missed, you can't give up that kind of a look very often.
Better to be lucky than good sometimes. Fortunately, they didn't get burned on that one.
Here's Cephalosha. And out of bounds as the Lakers gain possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Los Angeles is gone, just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. Williams. Out left to the wing. Misses the 3. And it's the Hawks ball. Trailing by 2. The Hawks again can't hit. And Bask kicks to Bryant. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face. Kobe's got 6. And Kobe Bryant gets the whistle that time.
Kobe Bryant. That's his first personal foul. Chris Humphries.
Cephalosha. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. Oh, we've seen some great shots in the first quarter. No shortage of offense. Lakers lead by 4. 2K Sports, back in a moment here at Phillips Arena in Atlanta. And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And from what we've seen so far from the Lakers, guys, what are your thoughts?
I just like the way they're getting out in the open floor, taking advantage of all those fast break chances here early on.
I agree with you, Greg. I mean, they can run, and they've done a good job filling the lanes in transition.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. On the court for Atlanta, Teague and Korver are the guards. Paul Millsap out there with Humphries. And it's Horford in at the 5, roaming the paint. On occasions last year, the Lakers were all right on offense. Other times, they were just stagnant. There was just no motion, nothing going on.
That's a great point. And their ball movement could use some work. A lot of ISOs last season, and it killed a lot of the flow the team had in the half court.
And here is Los Angeles now. After Kyle Korver hitting the 3, here's Huertas. Bounces high off the rim and drops.
I mean, even he was surprised to be that open.
Teague for 3. Rebound by Williams. The Lakers in the lead. Hibbert, the pass to Huertas. Out to the wing. Plenty of space. And that one good from Clarkson. Clarkson's got 7.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
And, Greg, you know nothing makes a coach happier than selflessness on the basketball court.
And I like the fact that he really was unfazed by that scoreless first quarter, and now you can see him getting into a rhythm.
Look at this little fella going in there and eating up some glass.
The kick out to Teague. Pass to Millsap. Second chance shot. Offensive rebound. Passes it to Horford. He dishes it to Millsap. Another miss by Millsap. For Los Angeles, they've gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%.
Oh, wow.
It's a beautiful jam.
Talk about putting something extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, Clark, you know, he's going to finish firm when he gets to space.
I'm startled that he would even try something like that at this stage of the game.
Well, I tell you, last season was a big one for the Hawks and Coach Budenholzer. Their dominant season won him multiple Coach of the Month titles, and eventually he won the Coach of the Year award.
That's the kind of D that you're not going to find success with, guys. They've got to get a hand in the face.
Millsap misses.
You know, he just hasn't looked right to me. A bit out of sorts, if you will. Something's off with his mechanics, at least as I look at it.
And it's Hibbert missing. It was pretty obvious, I thought, Greg, that Budenholzer was the deserved Coach of the Year. I mean, Steve Kerr, there are a lot of good names you could put in there. But what he's done taking the Hawks to the top of the East, you saw that coming.
I agree with you. I mean, he has transformed this Hawks team over the past couple years. Has a wonderful team game. And, you know, obviously a lot of influence coming from Pop when he was with San Antonio. But he is really, I think, redefining how the game of basketball is being played at the pro level.
And guys, looking at Roy Hibbert, just a mountain of a man. Listed these days at about 7'2", 290 pounds with a wingspan of a pterodactyl. I mean, a true game changer inside when he's motivated and on his game.
Here's what Atlanta's going with right now. Splitters checked in for Millsap. Tim Hardaway Jr. comes in for Kyle Korver. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Jeff Teague. That'll be a 5-second call. Brandon Bass is checked in for Roy Hibbert. Left side Hardaway. The shot goes down and it gets this game back to even. Well, talking about Roy Hibbert, he doesn't just have size. He has a strong lower body, too. Very hard. And you know this, Clark. You worked for the organization. You saw it firsthand. Very hard to back that guy down in the post.
Yeah, and for years he's worked on ways to complement.
DJ Khaled, Convict Music, we the best. We take it.